All right, so the double jab, right? So a few purposes for the double jab. We can use it to advance and close that distance. So that will be going forward. I'm going to break all of these down in this video. We can also use it to change the angle and circle off to your front side. We can change the angle and circle off to the power side to set up a power shot. And we can also use it for defense by retreating and keeping that distance and using the double jab going backwards. So forwards, either side and backwards. I'm going to break down how we do that. So first off, to come forwards and close that distance and really push your opponent back, we'd be sinking the front foot and the front hand. So for an orthodox boxer, that would be left hand, left foot, right? For a southpaw boxer, it would be right hand, right foot. So in order to create maximum distance and really push off and close that gap quickly, think about pushing off the back foot. So you'd start off by sitting about 60% weight on the back foot and really using that to push into that step. Now as the jab lands, the front foot lands, right? So you're sinking the front foot, front hand, okay? And we're really pushing off that back foot and trying to be explosive with it and fully extending the arm on both jabs. Boom, boom, and really stepping into it. And then as soon as we've landed, then we can see what's there, right? So we're in, and we might have to defend, or we could throw a power shot after it. But just think about pushing off the back foot and sinking the front foot and the front hand together. Boom, boom. Double jab coming forward. Boom, boom. Double jab coming forwards. Now, we can also use the double jab to change the angle. So if I want to use it to go to my front side, so for an orthodox boxer, I'd be circling to my left. For a southpaw boxer, I'd be circling to my right. Now, again, just like with the jab, the double jab coming forwards, again, it's the same thing, the front foot and the lead arm working together. So, but this time I'd just be stepping off to the side. So from here, I'm kind of stepping across to my right and looking to keep my opponent at arm's length, right? So as I'm jabbing, I'm just going exactly like the same technique as we did to close the gap going forwards, but we're just changing the angle slightly. So instead of coming straight down that line, I'm going to angle it off and kind of pivot my back foot a little bit as I'm throwing the jab. So I'm sinking the front foot, front hand together, boom, boom, but I'm just turning that back foot out, so my front shoulder is still facing my opponent. Boom, boom, and I'm in a safe position. So that's the double jab, circling to the front side to create an angle for yourself. All right, circling to the power side with the double jab. So now this is where things get complicated, because I'm throwing the double jab with the front hand. So for orthodox, I'd be throwing it with the left hand, but I'm actually going to move the right foot first. So for southpaw, I'd be throwing the right hand, but moving the left foot first. So this is where it gets tricky, and a lot of technique and practice required for this, because it's opposite, right? We're moving the left foot, but we're throwing the right hand. If we're orthodox, we're throwing the left hand and moving the right foot. Same concept applies as we were going to the front side, but now we're moving to the power side in hopes of setting up that power shot. So for a southpaw boxer, right? I'm southpaw, so I'm going to demonstrate this style. So I'm going to throw the double jab, but I'm going to move the left foot with the punch. So as I'm circling to that power side, left hand or right hand, left foot, boom, boom. And then I'm there in a position to throw that cross. So think about moving off to the side. So I'm not coming forward down that straight line. I'm going off to my power side, boom, boom, and kind of pivoting the foot in hopes of landing that big cross. So boom, boom, and then a cross. And 2 steps with each jab, right? So or 1 step with each jab, so it's 2 steps total. Jab, jab, cross, okay? That's the double jab going to the power side. The fourth variation of the double jab for defense. So with this, I'm going to be moving backwards. I'm going to be retreating. So it would be if an opponent's coming towards me, I'm going to look to keep him at arm's length and keep him at the end of that jab that we hear a lot of people talking about. That's what I'm trying to do with this. And again, it's tricky because I'm using my back foot first, but I'm using my front hand. So for a southpaw, it'd be right hand, left foot. Orthodox, be left hand, right foot. So a quick example of this, and again, you want to think about pushing off that lead foot, pushing backwards to get maximum distance. As I throw the jab, 1 foot steps back. As I retreat with the jab, the front foot comes in. As I step again, we repeat that step. So that's the double jab going backwards, keeping that shoulder width distance the whole time in the feet, so you're always on balance to do what you need to do. So as the opponent's coming in, as you see that attack, boom, boom, stepping back, and I'm on balance. As soon as I've finished that double jab, my opponent's at the end of that jab, I can look to land a counter punch. I can pivot off and change the angle. If he's still close, I can defend and cover up. I can step in. I can do anything I want because I'm on balance after I've landed that double jab. So one more time, back foot, front hand. Opponent's coming in, pop, pop, double jab. Fully extending on both jabs. and exhaling and being on balance to do anything you want after that. So just a few variations there of how we can use the double jab. So just to recap, we can use it coming forward, pushing off the back foot. We can circle to the front side, stepping with the front foot, front hand. We can circle to the power side, stepping with the back foot, front hand, and then we can circle, we can move back and retreat, back foot, front hand. All right. So the ones that probably require the most practice are the ones going to the power side because it's opposite hand and foot, and the double jab going backwards because it's opposite hand, opposite foot as well. Take some time, drill those in your shadow boxing and your heavy bag. Let me know in the comments how you get along and if you have any questions.